Sa Vi Bảo Trân xin kính chào quý khán giả của đài Little Saigon TV. Kính thưa quý vị, hôm nay Bảo Trân rất hân hạnh được ngồi bên cạnh Superintendent of the Westminster School District, đó là Dr. Gun Marie Hansen. Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, and thank you so much for having me here. I'm honored to be interviewed today with you.
Yeah, and thank you for making it out to Little Saigon TV. I know that parking and driving is crazy here, but you survived.
I did, and I'm so excited to be here because many of our students reside in this area and go to our schools. So we're excited to represent and to give you as much information about Westminster School District.
That's wonderful. Yeah, so about Westminster School District, can you tell us about what the 2023-2024 school year will look like?
Yes, I would love to do that. We are so excited about the 23-24 school year, mainly because we have our new strategic plans. So I'm the new superintendent. I started in April of the past school year, so I've been here about 5 months now. And with the Board of Education's leadership, they asked that we engage in a stakeholder engagement plan with the community. So we had a strategic planning process which included visioning from all of our partners in the community, and we put together what's called the Westminster School District Strategic Plan. It's called the WSD Inspires Strategic Plan, and it's a 6-year plan, and we're kicking it off this school year, and we're extremely excited. That's what the landscape will be. It's about focusing on our core values, our new vision and mission for the school district, as well as our specialty schools, and continually improving our academic programs. So I'm very excited about this and would love to answer more questions from you about our school district and our award-winning schools.
Of course.
Yeah.
First off the bat, when I see that cover, it makes me so happy that we see that there's a Vietnamese representation in front of it. I bet that you have a big group of Vietnamese students at your schools, right?
Yes, we do. We're very excited to have an incredibly diverse school district. Approximately 40% are Vietnamese, and the other 35-40% Hispanic, and then about 10% Caucasian, as well as some other ethnicities. So we're an extremely diverse district, very inclusive of all of our students, and we provide specialty programs that ensure all students feel included, valued as part of their culture. And we are also so excited that we have 2 dual immersion programs, dual language immersion, one being the Vietnamese dual language immersion program at DeMille Elementary School, the other being the Spanish dual immersion program at Wilmore Elementary School. And these are programs that have been in existence for many years. Actually, the DeMille Vietnamese dual immersion program is the very first Vietnamese dual immersion program in the state of California. So we are extremely proud of that as Westminster School District. And most recently, those 2 schools were awarded by the California Association of Bilingual Education what's called the Seal of Excellence Award, because their programs are considered the best of the best bilingual instructional programs in the state of California. And there are many, many schools that are bilingual programs across the state of California that apply for these, and they gave 5 in the entire state, and Westminster got 2 of those awards.
Wow.
So we are extremely proud of our investment in the cultural and the heritage and the language of not only the Vietnamese, Little Saigon being right here in our district, but also the Spanish language program that we have that exemplify some of the best of our instructional programs in Westminster School District.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I definitely would want to enroll my daughter in
a
dual immersion program, and hearing that you've got awards for it, like, that makes me very excited. So you mentioned that you and your team has outlined a 6-year plan. What does it look like?
Well, we're so excited about our 6-year plan. So what it outlines is a specialty school for every single one of our 13 schools. So we have our elementary schools as well as our middle schools. So 13 elementary, excuse me, and then 3 middle schools as well as 1 specialty preschool and infant toddler program, so perfect for your daughter right now. So we are very pleased that every single school has a specialty program. So whether it's a computer science focus or environmental sciences or engineering or what we call robotics, and of course I already talked about our 2 dual immersion, but every single school has a specialty area that they focus on to provide students with college and career access. To say as young as elementary school, we want our students to be exposed to STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, mathematics. We have a performing arts magnet. We believe the arts are incredibly important. So that's a big part of our plan, are those specialty programs, but it's also ensuring that we have the highest quality instruction in place in all of our classes all the way up through 8th grade, so that students are prepared when they enter high school to pursue college and career aspirations. And so our new vision for the Westminster School District, I just want to tell you that's part of our plan, and I'm going to be flipping through it here because I really want to get this out to the community and everyone to see it. So it says, leading the way as the premier pre-K through 8th grade school district in Orange County, we as Westminster School District will provide exceptional and innovative experiences where all learners thrive. And that's the goal of our plan. That's our vision, that every single one of our schools is going to be exceptional, innovative, and meet the needs of all of our students so they thrive.
Wow. So, you know, using the word all is quite a statement. So that means that your program is helping students with different types of learning abilities at different pace, at different levels. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So we have, actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because all of our schools are fully inclusive of any students with special needs or learning differences. Everyone receives the same quality program with differentiation within the curriculum. And then in addition to that, we have a GATE magnet school, which offers a full depth and complexity of the gifted and talented program that students can access as early as kindergarten. So we're very excited about that program, and it's been developed over time to become an academy, and the teachers are all trained in those very specific instructional strategies for gifted and talented students. So we have on the advanced side as well as on any other learning differences that students might have to ensure that they access our programs and are successful regardless of what their level or ability is. They will always be able to thrive in our schools.
I see. That's wonderful to hear. Now, you mentioned that, you know, it's a 6-year program. Does that mean that it's a 6-year program for the students, or is that a 6-year program for the school to improve?
So most of our, so the strategic plan is 6 years, mainly because it takes 5 to 6 years to put programs in place. Now, with that being said, this is for us to continue to elevate and connect. So when I talked about the Vietnamese dual immersion program or the GATE Academy, or for instance the Spanish language program, those have been in existence for 7-8 years. Many of those students have already articulated through our schools, and they're in middle school now. So our Vietnamese program, those students are in middle school, almost completely bilingual in Vietnamese and English, both academically, reading, writing, and communicating. So when I say 6-year plan, we have objectives, we have focus areas about going deeper and getting even better in all of those programs that we have and expanding. So for instance, the Vietnamese dual program, we have we have families on wait lists. We have so many people interested. And then additionally, we have 40% of the students that are part of that program that are outside our district, that come from Fountain Valley, come from Anaheim, come from all over Orange County, and some even from Los Angeles County, because they're so well established and very, just excellent. But at the same time, our 6-year strategic plan goes deeper and defines those other specialty areas at our other schools, as well as improves upon our curriculum and our focus on safety. You know, safety is a big issue with parents now too. So we have 5 what we call core focus areas of the plan: academics and specialty programs, innovation, which I've talked a lot about, but we also have safety and student well-being, which is part of it as well, and a couple of other areas I can share.
Wow, that sounds really exciting. I can't wait to learn more. But right after the break. Vâng, thưa quý vị, chương trình sẽ tiếp tục sau phần thông tin thương mại. Chào mừng quý vị trở lại với chương trình đặc biệt cùng với Sophie Bảo Trân và Superintendent của thành phố Westminster School District Dr. Gun Marie Hansen đang nói chuyện về 5 điểm để tập trung trong cái chương trình của trường học trong năm tới. So you were talking about the 5 focus areas for next year, or
yes,
for the program.
For the strategic plan, yes. Yeah, thank you for that. In addition to what I've talked a lot about, the academic achievement and innovation, we have 5 focus areas, because to be a really strong school district, it's not just what happens in the classroom, but all the supports that are necessary to ensure that children are successful. So we have student and staff safety and wellness. So that means providing the most safe and secure learning environments for children. And we just hired a school resource officer. We hired a Westminster police officer, which helps us by visiting our schools, providing a presence and a deterrent in that area to ensure that all our students are learning in a safe, warm, welcoming environment. We also have fiscal solvency and organizational health. That's another focus area, because we know that in order for us to provide the highest quality programs and support our staff and students, we have to ensure that our finances are in order and that we have sufficient funding to pay for many of these programs. For instance, the robotics programs, we have to buy all those different robots, and we use Lego. Yeah, it's expensive. It's very expensive, but we want to provide those experiences to all of our children. And then community connections, which is this, what we're doing here, is the 4th area, is we have a very strong focus now on our public relations team and meeting with the media, ensuring that we share our press releases, our social media. We want to celebrate our accomplishments, and coming to see you here today and interview and share for instance, all these programs is just very exciting for us. So the community connections is not just the PR and the outreach and the social media, but it's also that authentic, transparent communication with our diverse community. So that's why it was very important for us to have the plan that included their inputs into this process. And then the last part, probably one of the most important pieces, the 5th area, is our employees. We have about 500 teachers in our district. We have administrators, another 50, 60 administrative team members that are leaders in our district. We want to ensure that they're the most highly qualified and have the most support and are getting the most up-to-date professional development to ensure they're successful.
Wow. I definitely agree that those are 5 areas that now, as a mother, I am concerned about when thinking about sending my child to a school. So I'm really glad that you covered that. Now, you mentioned that you are a new superintendent, well, 5 months new, but you also told me that you speak English and Norwegian. Is that correct?
Yes, I do, and thank you. Yes, I put a very strong value on the assets that are built. We call them superpowers of individuals that have bilingual ability. That's why we really believe in our dual immersion programs. So I myself speak 2 languages fluently, being Norwegian and English. So I take some of that in my almost 33 years in education, and I was a superintendent in another district before being so excited to come to Westminster and work with the community and the Board of Education here.
Yeah.
I have always focused on the value of public education, and I learned a lot of that from Norway and from my experiences in international education and understanding the values of the culture, the value of language ability. Knowing more than one language gives you that asset out in the world, both in college and careers, but just in the community, in addition to the high level of quality we want to provide in our public school system.
Yeah, you know, because I was reading some articles, and I read that countries like Norway or Finland, Sweden, they have really good educational systems, and I was wondering if you grew up there and if you are inspired by any of their ways of teaching, and you take some of that and you bring it to Westminster.
Yes, I've always been inspired by the Norwegian, Scandinavian, those systems, and particularly Finland as well, has been written up a lot in the literature of having a very high quality of professionalism within education. Teachers are held to a very high regard, and they're provided professional learning communities. And a lot of what I believe in as a leader and working closely with my teams comes from my background and my own experience, not only in the international context of, you know, being from Norway, but also understanding the system there. In terms of dual language, we called it mother tongue learning, like what was your original, you know, you learn from your mother as a baby, like, so I learned Norwegian and learned to speak English later when I went to school. And we talked about the importance of that first language as when you're a child, that you hear from your parents, that imprints on you, and that should be fully developed. And academically, you can be so successful when you have those two languages, particularly when you have it from your heritage. And I got a lot of that from my experience in Scandinavia and really pushing the support and the inclusion of multiple languages.
That's wonderful. Yeah. And you seem like a very soft, gentle, calm person. You know, sometimes when you think of like a superintendent or like someone who is like a big leader of a school, you kind of think of someone who's like maybe, you know, strict or whatever. So do you take that side of yourself, and do you believe in like the type of teaching where you believe that kids should have like just, you know, the resources and the assistance versus, you know, what is more typically like the Asian view of teaching, which is like very strict and very like, you know, go, 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 go. So what type of learning do you believe in?
Well, I'm a mother too, so I have my own son who, yeah, we were go, 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 you know, let's achieve. So we have our philosophies of education, but, and I very much am in agreement that high academic standards are really, really important, but you can do that in a nurturing way. So as a leader, I believe in collaboration. So as a leader, I'm a superintendent now, but, you know, as a teacher, we do believe in the high academic rigorous standards. So that means we want to ensure that students have access to top quality, and that, you know, discipline, focus, perseverance, that's all part of learning. You can make mistakes, but we're going to keep going, and we're going to persevere, and we're going to make sure we accomplish this. So I think it's a little bit of both. There's a balance, but absolutely we in Westminster School District want to ensure the highest level. And I know as a mom, I would be very proud to put, my son's much older now, but I would be very proud to put my children in Westminster School District because of the high rigor and the expectations, as well as the multitude of options that are offered, because it's going to prepare them for the future. But the soft side of me, or the soft spoken, is you get a lot done when you approach from the side of wanting to understand and wanting to hear and learn, and then you put systems in place like our strategic plan, and we're moving forward with this. And so now it's like we're going to achieve. So we had a listening, a strategic visioning session where we listened to our community and brought that information in. But we have to have core values to drive us, and I think that's part of what you're seeing is that we have really focused on trust, building trust with our community, building trust with our parents. So I'd like to talk more about that when we have a chance about our core values.
Yeah, we will after the break. Vâng, thưa quý vị, chương trình sẽ trở lại sau phần thông tin thương mại. Sau khi Bảo Trân cảm ơn quý vị đã theo dõi chương trình đặc biệt cùng với đài Little Saigon TV với Superintendent của thành phố Westminster School District, Dr. Gun Marie Hansen. Hello, and I think we were talking about core values for the school district. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, so when we went through the strategic visioning process, part of what we did was establish the vision and mission. But the core values are what drive us in terms of how we behave and how we exemplify our work. So we came up with 6 core values for the district that we're really proud of, because in order to be a high-functioning team, we do need to work together, and we need to ensure that the way we behave and we fulfill our goals and accomplish what we need to for children, that we are actually inspired. So we have our WSD Inspire strategic plan, but we also have these 6 core values, and they're Ignite, which is we want to challenge all our students to be, extremely excited about reaching the highest levels of achievement. We have Connect, that we want to engage and connect with our communities to ensure we have the best educational opportunity. And then we want to create dynamic learning experiences, and we want to innovate. We want intellectual curiosity. We want our students to be as successful as possible. And then trust, I talked about that. Trust is very important to an organization to achieve our goals, so we want to ensure that we work together through accountability and trust. Then we have Elevate. We want to elevate each other to excellence and to persevere. And then the final one is about leadership. It's model. We want to model the leadership we want to see in others. We want to model servant leadership. So we're not only helping each other, but we're also helping our students in the community. So those 6, Ignite, Connect, Create, Trust, Elevate, Model. Those are our 6 core values that drive the work that we do within the organization. And we want to acknowledge and celebrate. So we have awards, we have challenge coins that we give to our staff when they demonstrate and they accomplish these core values.
Wow.
Yeah, we're really excited.
That's all really amazing to hear. That your school district is investing so much of their time and thoughts into the students and our future leaders. Now, I know a lot of parents are concerned about their kids being able to get accepted into college or, pass school. And I know nowadays, even if you have a 4.0 or 4.5, that is not good enough for some schools, and that students need to have something that is special about them, something that, hobbies or other things about them outside of academics. Yes. So do you have any specialty programs that help students develop these other parts of themselves as well?
That's just an incredible connection to our specialty schools. Yes, having a son who just applied to colleges about 1.5 years ago, and he's going into his sophomore year, I know exactly what you're talking about, that it's extremely competitive, and they're looking for a passion. Is there something, in addition to being an incredible student, because we have wonderful students that achieve high academics, right? So what else do they have that they're passionate about, that they have demonstrated leadership or just incredible accomplish things. So what we want to do is start from a very young age in Westminster School District and offer these specialties so children can develop their passions. So we have robotics programs, we have STEM programs, which is science, technology, engineering, mathematics. We also have STEAM, where there's the A in there with the STEM, which incorporates the arts. We have musicals, we have visual and performing arts, we have, of course, the dual language programs that are extremely successful. What our goal is to expose children as early as possible to not only high academic rigorous programming so they're successful, but also get them excited and passionate about one of these specialty areas. So for instance, the robotics, we have a few different programs. We have Project Lead the Way, which actually does, it creates a full year curriculum of engineering, integrated design thinking for children to build things that are integrated within science in the elementary schools, goes all the way up to middle school. So children will be able to leave having that sort of engineering design thinking approach in addition to accomplishments in those areas. And then of course robotics has to do with computer science and programming. So children learn from a very young age. They start with block coding, then they go maybe into writing some code, then they start to program robots. And actually those students can compete and start competing very young on teams, so they learn by the time they get to middle and high school, they can start to get those not only local, state, and national awards that look incredible on their college applications. All of this builds up to their passions, and when they get to high school, they can choose those clubs and continue to excel.
Wow, that's amazing. Like, just to hear that, like, young kids are doing robotics. How old do they have to be in this program?
Actually, the robotics can start as early as pre-K. There are, yes, there's little bots that they create, and they can do little block coding on an iPad, and so then they move around the room. So it's like the beginning of computer science in a very young age. Yeah.
This is like mind-blowing, because I remember when I was young, like I didn't even get my first cell phone until I was like 16. But kids nowadays, like around like 7 or 8, like they can like text emojis to each other. And I was actually quite surprised, but my 1-year-old daughter can actually play games on her iPad now. So, as technology is developing, like our children's minds are developing too. And it's so great to hear that a school district is, following along and making sure that these kids are constantly stimulated and making sure that their minds are, given the food that they are craving, because, these kids nowadays, robotics might sound crazy to us, but to them, if they start at such a young age, it's almost like second nature.
Yes.
Yeah. That's amazing. So how do parents enroll their kids into these programs? Is it like automatic, or do they have to go to a specific school, or do they have to sign up? Is there a wait list?
Well, so that's a great question. So we're launching a new website as well this school year. So that's part of our 23-24 What's New and Different. And the website will have a tab that's just for parents, and there'll be a registration enrollment tab. So that's simple. You can go on there, and it lists all our award-winning specialized schools. So you can go through the website and you can put in an information request. You can also just call our schools directly and ask the principal. I know there's lots of young parents that want to visit, right? So if they'd like to visit a school, the principal would be more than happy to show them around. So like if you would like to see one of the robotics or the STEM programs or one of the STEAM, you could just simply call, because all our programs are listed on the website. You could call and set up an appointment. But enrollment is year-round, and at any time you can go to a school and enroll in one of our public schools from anywhere in the county. So our phone number is on the website. It's very easy to get to us, and actually we have social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on this plan that I'm going to leave you here, you have all the information to contact us, and we'd be happy to get that out on one of your commercials. Maybe we'll have one on Little Saigon TV with all the information. We'd love to get that out so people know exactly where to go to get information about Westminster School District.
That's amazing. I can't wait to find out more, but right after the break. Vâng, thưa quý vị, chương trình sẽ trở lại sau vài phút. Chào mừng quý vị trở lại với chương trình đặc biệt cùng với Sophie Bảo Trân và đài Little Saigon TV. Thưa quý vị, mời quý vị một lần nữa gặp gỡ Superintendent của Westminster School District, đó là Dr. Gun Marie Hansen. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, so we were talking about the school district. Now, is the Westminster School District different from the high school district?
Yes, it is. Westminster School District is a pre-K through 8th grade, so all of our students feed into the Huntington Beach Union High School District, which is mostly Westminster High School, but then on the west side of our district, some students may go to Marina High School. But just like us, we have our specialty programs. Any school in Westminster School District, the parents can choose. The same is true of Huntington Beach Union High School District. Wherever you live in the Union High School District, you can either go to Westminster High School, which is the one within Westminster School District, or you can choose to go to any of their high schools. So it's like a choice that's allowed. And with Westminster High School, because of our Vietnamese dual immersion program, we have set up a close connection to ensure that our students receive a very high level of Vietnamese instruction. So typically when you have a second language, world language program in a high school, you start with level 1 to 3, and then you have the advanced placement course as a senior. So because our students are coming in as almost native speakers, because they've been through the Vietnamese dual immersion program, we have to specialize those courses. And we're working closely, Westminster School District, with Westminster High School. Even though they're not part of our system, we work very closely with them to ensure that our programs are aligned. So for instance, my son took advanced languages, and he also entered into high school with a higher level of proficiency. So I think because he took the language in middle school and some in elementary, he entered at like level 2 or level 3. So what happened is, if our children in both the Spanish and the Vietnamese dual languages come in at a higher level, the goal is that they will go into a higher level, like a 2 or a 3 level in the, which is like a sophomore. They will enter into the sophomore or the junior class, and they will take that language, therefore setting them up for college credit. In high school, they can go to Coastline, which I understand the coast colleges offer Vietnamese classes. So we want to connect those to Westminster High, so those students actually get college credit before they even go to college, because they will be so advanced in Vietnamese that they will actually surpass what's offered at the high school level. So that's a great benefit when we talk about being competitive. When you move on to your college application process.
Yeah, so it's no longer just easy A, just to sign up for those classes, right?
Well, it probably still is when you're a native speaker, but you still get to keep going, and you get to pursue and go into your passion.
Yeah. You know, what I love about this is that Westminster School District is focusing on introducing these classes, these options to our students at a younger age. You know, because I remember back then, like the specialty courses, you don't really get them until you're in college, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, do you want to do robotics? It's like, well, they've never done like computer science or anything. How do they know if they like it? Exactly. You know? And then I think in after my generation, it started to be introduced in high school. You know, but even for high school students, by the time that these students are in high school, maybe they've already developed, or maybe they've already kind of decided what they wanted. So to even introduce to elementary school students or pre-K from baby and exposing them to so many options, I find it amazing because it kind of helps them realize what they like earlier on so that they can invest their time into it. And then it also takes away, like, you know, all the years wasted of them just kind of just watching TV or just getting into trouble. You know, and nowadays, you know, kids can't, you know, just run outside in the yard anymore. They're at home or they're at a school or after school program. So I think this is just so wonderful to hear. And I'm feeling very like excited and optimistic for the future of the Westminster School District and about you being the superintendent. So before we go, is there anything else that you want to talk about, you know, the school year, about your vision, and about, you know, it's starting now, right? That the school year is starting?
Yes. Yeah, and thank you for that. I really appreciate you giving us the time to speak and to share about Westminster School District to your audience. We're just really excited. We're starting school on August 28th, 29th. We have our teachers coming back next week. We're very excited to start the school year. And I think what I would share is that we want to inspire students. That's why it's Westminster Inspires, that we want to expose children and allow them to explore everything that's a possibility in their future. And to do that, we need a 6-year plan because we got to build in all these options. You know, we live in a very competitive world, and we want our children to maximize our children in our community to maximize their potential and ensure that they are inspired to not only achieve at the highest levels, because we know the bottom line is we want good grades. We want them to articulate to high school and college and have a very strong foundation academically. But we're putting an emphasis on everything that we do that it allows children to explore what they're passionate about. Because we believe that the most successful people in the world, it's about what they're passionate. You know, it's not just a job, it's a calling for their life. And we want children to find that, to find what their potential, to reach their fullest, and to thrive. And that's what we're excited about doing. And as a new leader, a new superintendent to Westminster, not new to the superintendency, this has always been my, why I love what I do, is that I know that we are going to provide the highest quality opportunities, and that with my team and the work with the teachers, and we have an incredible high quality system in place. We have great professional educators, that we will achieve this. I know that we will.
Wow. You know, this sounds so amazing, and I'm sure some parents are wondering that they might want to send their kids to Westminster School District, but do you have to live in Westminster to go to a Westminster school?
Absolutely not. You can transfer in. There's something called an inter-district transfer, and we have many of those, like I said, at the Vietnamese Dual Immersion Program. Since we are the first one in the state of California, we have people coming from all over who do an inter-district transfer. They get released from their district, and then they get a permit and they can enroll in our schools. So it's very common. And we encourage you to call us. We will assist you in getting your inter-district transfer and working with releasing you from your other district. We also have families that have moved from other locations just to go to that school.
Wow.
So we're open. We have award-winning schools. We have GATE programs. We are open to enrollment, bringing students into our district from outside Orange County, within Orange County. And we will assist you in any way that we can to ensure you receive the best quality program for your child.
I see. So people don't need to like lie and put use someone else's address to be able to go to a Westminster School District anymore.
Well, no, they shouldn't have to do that because our programs are so specialized.
Yeah.
So the way that the law is written on enrollment and where you live is if you share with that school district that, let's say you live in Fountain Valley, which is right next to us. They don't have a Vietnamese dual program. So as long as they don't have one per the school choice laws, they have a right to transfer out of school choice to another public school.
Okay.
So we have so many specialized programs that some of our neighboring districts do not have, that they're able to put that on their application and are able to enroll in our district. So we will always help, and that option is absolutely open to them through the inter-district process.
And I guess the most important question, like, is this free?
This is public schools in California and in the United States. Public schools are absolutely free, and it's one of the most amazing things about our democracy in the United States is that we offer free public education, and schooling is extremely important here, and we want to make sure that students receive the highest quality.
Thank you so much for your time today. Vâng, thưa quý vị, hôm nay chúng ta vừa học về tìm hiểu thêm về Westminster School District. Nếu mà quý vị muốn biết thêm chi tiết, quý vị có thể đến www.wsdk8.us. Và quý vị có thể thấy trên màn hình ngay đây. Cảm ơn quý vị đã theo dõi chương trình, đặc biệt cùng với Sophie Bảo Trăng trên đài Little Saigon TV. Xin kính chào quý vị.